Okay, Rabotai, Divrei Torah, in memory of the person we just did as Kara for, Robert Shmuel ben Victoria, and also in memory of Mordechai ben Hoshu'al, and also in memory of Esther bat Heli. What is it? Heli? Esther bat Heli. All of them should have Aliyat Neshama and Shamayim. The question for today is, we said in this week's parasha, Vezot Torah shesam Moshe lefnei bnei Israel. That's what the pasuk in this Torah. We know when we pick up the Torah and we do Hagbaha, we say this pasuk. We start with this pasuk. Vezot Torah shesam Moshe lefnei bnei Israel. The question is, what should the people be doing when the guy is doing the Hagbaha? You see some people pointing with the finger, some people with the tzitzit, some people with the pinky. What's the story here? What's actual halacha? So if you ask someone why they use a pinky when they point to the Torah, does anybody here use the pinky when they point?
I do.
You do. All right, Moshe, great. So if you ask someone like Moshe, why do you use the pinky? Odds are 9 out of 10 times he's going to tell you what? Moshe?
You don't point with your index. It's like.
Ze Eli ve'anvehu. Midrash says they pointed to HaKadosh Baruch Hu Shekhinah. Ze Eli ve'anvehu. I think if you asked Moshe a few more times, he might give you the Ma'am Lo'ez. The Ma'am Lo'ez is probably the most quoted reason for this minhag. So I'm going to read you the Ma'am Lo'ez. Ma'am Lo'ez written by Rabbi Yaakov Kuli. Says the Ma'am Lo'ez, Na'agu la'atzbi'a be'etzba hazeret. מה קורה שם? Ready? מוכנים? מה זה? בית קפה? You have to know the joke to know the joke. It's a custom, says the Ma'am Lo'ez, to use the pinky finger and to point to the ketav and to kiss the finger when you're finished. This is the Ma'am Lo'ez. Now this is probably the most quoted source for this custom. And they say, no, Rav Yaakov Kuli happens to be yesterday. Rabbi Dara spoke about Rav Yaakov Kuli. Rav Yaakov Kuli was a big gadol. He was a very big hacham. And it's pretty old source. But when did he pass away? He passed away in 1730. He passed away. All right, so we have to almost 300 years old. The problem is, Yossi, the question is, you ever see people pointing with the pinky? Oh, you got me. So the question is, they don't think about the following. Rav Yaakov Kuli, when he wrote the Ma'am Lo'ez, he died in the middle of the project. He didn't finish the Ma'am Lo'ez. He died around Parashat Hukat. So he didn't write this, Parashat Devarim Vayet Hanan. It was written much later by a person named Rav Shlomo, what was his name? Rav Shaarey Yerushalayim Kreuzer. No relation, huh? And he passed away in 1997. He finished the job. Ma'am Lo'ez was finished by not one person, a bunch of people collaborated to finish the Ma'am Lo'ez. And so it's not a very old source. So the person who wrote this piece is not Rabbi Yaakov Kuli. It's not 300 years old. So the question is, what do we do? How do we find an actual source? So there's a midrash.
So what was his answer though?
He didn't give a reason, which is compounding the problem here. If it was written with no respect or no disrespect.
You said earlier, if you ask Moshe again, I'm guessing he would say
Me'am Lo'ez,
which
is authored by Rav Yaakov Kuli, which is 300 years old. And he says he doesn't give a reason. He just says the custom is to use the pinky. But like we said, it wasn't written by him, this parasha. And maybe, no disrespect to Rabbi Kreuzer, maybe if Rabbi Yaakov Kuli did write this parasha, he would have given a source. There's no source. There's nothing giving. Just nagu. And so he was in Turkey, but not the person who actually wrote the parasha. He was in Israel. And so there's a midrash that I want to read you because the Kafa Hayim Palaji, another Turkey. All this is all Turkish. That's the only things we can find. There's not that much sources on this. It's all Turkish. There's a midrash rabbah that they bring. First of all, there's a midrash rabbah, a very small one, that I saw one source bring in Bamidbar 3:2. So I'll read it to you. It's very short. 2:3. Says in midrash rabbah, all the rabbis are arguing what this pasuk is meaning, and says, Amar Rabbi Hanina, Barishona. Anyone who saw the king and pointed with his finger was killed out of disrespect, right, Moshe? But our kids, They go to the Bet Midrash, and they point to the Ketav, even Hashem's name with their finger, which means we get excused from all this behavior. Amar Elohim v'diglo alaya haba gudalo alaya hava. I love their fingers. This is one midrash, and so here's a little source that the kids point, and Hashem likes it. So maybe we should point in the Torah as going up, and Hashem likes it, but it doesn't say which finger to point with.
It's a stretch because Gudalo would be his thumb.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it is a stretch.
If you're gonna argue to use your index
But the
finger
Midrash,
and quote the thumb,
yeah, you're right. But the Midrash doesn't say be'etzba. You're right. I agree. It's not. None of this you're going to find is rock solid. Here's another Midrash.
It's charm, but it's kind of missing the whole point.
Here's another Midrash. In Parashat Naso, when it gives all the korbanot of all the Shevatim, Elim Hamisha, Atudim Hamisha, Kivazim Eneshana, Hamisha, 5. So the Midrash is trying to work pages and pages. What's with all the numbers? There's one pshat here that says as follows. Keneged Shiloshat Pesukim Shel Torah. There are 3 Pesukim in the Torah, Shebahem Shishas Edil Mishnah, which alludes to Shas, the 6 books of the oral Torah. Vehen min Shetayim Piska, V'chol Piska min Hamesh Tevot. Each pasuk has 5 letters, and they are Keneged the Shishas Edil Mishnah. Here are the Pesukim. Torah Hashem Timima Mishibat Nafesh. Torah Hashem Timima Mishibat Nafesh. Edut Hashem Ne'emana Mahkima Peti. If you look at this, it's all 5 letters. 5 words, sorry. Misvat Hashem Bara Meirat Einayim. Irat Hashem Teora Omedet La'at. Mishbetei Hashem Emet Sadiku Yahtav. 5. Lechach Hikribu L'Shlamim Shlosha Mine Korbanot Elu. Keneged Shlosha Pesukim Shebehem Shisha Sedil Mishnah. 3 Pesukim that allude to the Shas. And it says, Torah Hashem Timima Mishivat Nafesh Zeh Seded Nashim. It's the oral Torah of Seded Nashim, and it explains why. Pikudei Hashem Yishem Mismach Halev Zeh Seded Moed. Misvat Hashem V'Ram Yirat Einayim Zeh Seded Kodashim. Yirat Hashem Torah Minad Da'at Zeh Seded Ta'arot. Mishbetei Hashem Mitzvot Yatab Zeh Seded Nezikin. Each one has 5 and 5. Now, I'm missing one. Oh, Yirat Hashem Teorah Omed La'az Zeh Seded Taharot. Thank you. Now, says Rav Chaim Palaji. Now that we have this midrash, we can understand Rav Chaim Palaji. This is written in Lev Chaim. Rav Chaim Palaji, he's Turkish also. He's older. Rav Chaim Palaji was in 1868, I think he passed away. Says Rav Chaim Palaji in his Shut Lev Chaim. The question is, he quotes the Devrei Mordechai, B'ta'am shemorim hasefer Torah behakamato be'etzba. We point to the Torah with our finger. Our etzba is our pointer finger. Ve'omrim v'zot haTorah mima shekatav b'midrash al-pid v'diglo alay haba. First of all, we have the other midrash v'diglo alay haba. Kol mi shemar'e ikono shel melech be'etzba ne'erag v'tinokot morim ha'azkara be'etzba. And Hashem likes it. So there's one reason why we should point with the finger, although Moshe says it's the thumb. You're right. Next one, he brings another midrash. The midrash I just read. Shisha pesukim mitorat Hashem timima mishavat nafesh. There are 6 pesukim from this sentence with 5 words in each one. Hem keneged shas mishnah. That's for the oral Torah, and the 5 words are for the written Torah. Ubechol pasuk mehamisha otiyot hem keneged hamisha umshe Torah. Ubechol pasuk yesh betevat sheniya Shem Havaya. In every one of these pesukim, Hashem's name is the second word. Torah Hashem Timima. What was the other ones? Pikudei Hashem. Yirat Hashem Teorah. All the pesukim, Hashem's name is the second one. The question is, how do you count? When you count words, how do you count the words on your fingers? You start with your thumb. If you start with your thumb, Hashem's name is always going to be the pointer. Always. And this sort of combines with the previous one. When the little children in the shul are remembering the pasuk, Torah Hashem Timima Mishibat Nafesh. It's always the finger is touching Hashem's name. Umikan samchu le'aniach taba'at ha'kiddushin ha'hatan lekala be'etzba. That's why when you have a wedding, you're supposed to put the ring finger, the ring not on the ring finger, the ring on the pointing finger, be'etzba, the pointer finger. Okay, Shehu Keneged Shem Havaya, because that's Hashem's name. That's why you want Hashem's name to be with the marriage. Because you start counting with your thumb. Like we said, every pasuk of these pesukim, the second word is Hashem's name. If so, the time when you pick up the Torah for Hagbaha, says the Chaim Pelaji. You should specifically use the pointer finger, not the pinky. Because that's going to be Keneged Hashem's name. And we know the whole Torah is Shemot HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and we're trying to signify to everyone, just like this finger points to Hashem's name in the Pasuk, the whole Torah is Shemot HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The whole Torah is Hashem's name. And therefore, says Chaim Pelaji, we should use the pointer finger. And regarding the pointer finger for the bride, it's brought down in also Yalkut Yosef, which is Acham Yitzhak Yosef Shalita, and he says, yes, you should use the pointer finger. Yitena tabaat biyad yamin shel hakala, the right hand of the bride, be'etzba hasimuchan le'agodel, in the finger right next to the thumb, or be'ama, or the middle finger. It's a mahloket. Some people say the ama, some say the middle finger. Why would they say the ama? No. It's a very pshat answer. Why? That's cute, but it's the... Why do guys take off their rings when they go to the bar? Why do they take off their rings? Because they want to meet a girl, you know. The ring that everyone can see, the finger everyone can see is the ama. So some sources say, let her put the ring on the finger that's most seen. Everyone should see she's taken. Don't talk to her. the middle finger. Or you should put it on the etzba. And that's halakha l'maaseh. And so the zeret doesn't really have halakha over here. I did... You've seen that before? I've never seen that before. Under the chuppah, they switch it? I never saw that before. He said they switch it. Under the chuppah, they put it here, and then she takes it off and puts it over here. I've never seen that before. Very interesting.
No, to the ring finger.
No, he said the middle finger. And then they take it, and then they put le'efo. They put the ring finger. Okay.
כן, אבל זה לא בגלל, זה בגלל שהנשים רוצות
That's the etzba is the main thing. And afterwards they do what they want. Okay, very nice. So we see over here, there is no real source for pointing with the pinky. I've seen a couple of answers, but they're not old answers. We're talking about recent people. Huh? What? What does it have to do with the zeret? Oh, the finger in general is hibub. It's also the point. That we see. That has a source. But why the pinky? I've seen a Chabad source say, you know, when you count the Sefirot, you say, Chesed, Gibura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod. And the Torah, Hod is admitting the Torah is all good. I've seen that. I saw in the name of Rav Scheinberg that when the Torah should be with humility. The only way to acquire Torah is with humility. And the pinky is the smallest of all the fingers, like Har Sinai almost. And so you should use your pinky. I mean, very nice answers, but there's not deep. I don't think you'll find any source older than 100 years old that shows you should use the pinky for pointing to the Torah at all. At all. It's not even deeply rooted. It's not deeply rooted. And so, therefore, I saw another answer from Rabbi Nisim Dayan. He's still alive. He says if you take the gematria of Hazeret, the pinky, it's 613. I mean, people are stretching here. It's cute, but the people are stretching for stuff. Hacham David Yosef, the chief rabbi, Shalita, he writes in Halakha Be'orah. I don't know. It's not my gematria. It's not my gematria. Hazeret. Not Hazeret.
You can, because A and Zayin is 12.
I don't know. It's Mabanif. It's not my gematria. Maybe. It's a stretch. It's all a stretch. It says Acham David Yosef. Acham David. By the way, if anyone, I found a mistake over here. He is the wrong source in the Sefer. We have to remember it down. Nachon la'amod b'sha'at ha'akbaha samuch l'sefer Torah be'ofan sheyichulu l'kroat tuyot shebo. By the way, it's very important that you get close to the Torah, that you can see and read the words legibly. Arizal used to do this, your letter, and there is special orot that come out. There are special lights that come out. So if you are not able to read the letters from where you're standing, you really try to get closer and get close enough to read the letters. Says Acham David, according to the Arizal, you have a great light. I just want to say, the Kaf HaChaim Sofer, not Pelaji, also Iraqi, Kaf HaChaim Sofer, he writes in the name of the Arizal, that the orot, the light of the Torah, is shining the whole Kriyat Torah, and then the second we finish Kriyat Torah, it turns off. Right? The Ashkenazim, they do Hagbaha after the Kiriyah. There's already no more orot. According to Arizal, there's no more orot. When they do the Hagbaha, there's no light anymore coming out. At least we do the Hagbaha before. Why do they do it after the Torah? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Why would they do it? Arizal says the orot.
To do it after.
Huh?
Where they get this minhag? It's a minhag.
That's the question. Where do they get this from? At least do it beforehand. Show the people also Vizot HaTorah that we're about to read came from Moses. Now, after we finish the whole thing, by the way, guys, this is the Torah that Moses gave. I would have paid attention. While we walk, that's our Hagbaha. Yeah. So the Kaf Haim Sofer, he says the funniest reason. He says the Ashkenazi rabbis saw that people leave early for Kiddush Club. They leave early, but people love Hagbaha. And so we're going to hold them hostage, and they're going to stay in shul for the Hagbaha, just to get the Hagbaha, but they wouldn't stay for the reading. So they changed the whole order of the thing. Says Hakam David Yosef, Noagim lehorot be'etzba el hamakom shebo korim besefer Torah. You point with a finger. Which finger? It should probably be the pointer finger. The people who use the pinky, yesh lehem mashli yismochu, they will have what to rely upon. Who?
I've seen more in Ashkenazi community.
I've seen them say that it's more Sephardic. I think they blame it on us.
I always see it in Ashkenazi community.
I don't know. Yeah, Ashkenaz. I don't think this is a great source, honestly. There's maybe a 50, 60 years old is the
All I
oldest.
know is that all my life, just that's how I saw it. That's how
Okay,
I
but
saw
now we have the etzba because Hashem's name, Torah Hashem. So therefore, halachically speaking, I have to say, according to Chaim Palaji, the finger, the pointer finger would make more sense. But if someone uses the zeret orkov, the zeret rohbo, it's okay. Baruch Hashem, Amen, Kaddish. Rabbi Hanam Kashal, Meira Sa, Kashal, Kudazachot, Etzisrael, Fichach,